Hi, I'm Life Advisor Tina, and I'd like to talk to you today about depression at the holidays. So, holiday stress factors. What are your holiday stress factors? Well, stress factors that a lot of people deal with at the holidays or just plain old stress, everyday life, fatigue, unrealistic expectations, over commercialization, financial stress, the inability to be with family and friends at the holidays, and loss of a loved one or loss of a job. Okay, so now that we've listed out all of the factors at the holidays that cause us a tremendous amount of stress, we have to ask ourselves, are you able to deal with the demands of the holidays? Are you able to deal with those factors of stress? Well, what we're going to do now is I'm going to go through each of those factors and I'm going to explain to you how these individual items affect me and what questions I ask myself when I'm going through this process of dealing with stress at the holidays. Okay, first we'll address stress. One of the main factors with stress at the holidays for me is I ask myself, how am I going to get everything done? Like a lot of people out there today, I work full time and I'm a mother and I'm a wife. So I have to balance work as well as my personal life. So the big question for me is always, how will I get everything done? Okay, so the next factor we'll discuss is fatigue. During the holidays, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll sacrifice sleep in order to get those extra things done. I'll get up a couple hours earlier or I'll go to bed a little later. And so what happens is I tend to cause myself a great deal of fatigue during the holidays in order to achieve everything I want or expect of myself during the holidays. Unrealistic expectations. During the holidays, I have unrealistic expectations. I have a problem with not being willing to ask for help. I feel like I have to get it done and I'll have to get it all done on my own during the holidays. Over commercialization. What is over commercialization? Well, when we look at the holidays, we see commercials on the television and ads in the newspapers. And what they do is they paint a picture of a perfect holiday. And we tend to put that pressure on ourselves and that everything needs to be perfect for our holidays. We have to have the right gifts. We have to attend the right parties. We have to see our families, regardless of what the circumstances are. We have to have it all. And that over commercialization in today's society creates that perfect picture of what we should and shouldn't be doing. And that a lot of times creates a lot of stress for a lot of people. Financial stress at the holidays. A lot of people deal with financial stress at the holidays in different ways. And sometimes people tend to plan for the holidays, but then sometimes life tends to get in the way. And at the holidays, you're faced with financial stress. And you ask yourself, well, what are the financial stresses at the holidays? Well, for myself, it's what gifts are I going to buy? Who am I going to buy gifts for? What's my budget for the holidays? How am I going to pay to travel? Am I going to travel to another state? How much is it going to cost me for airfare? Am I going to drive? Am I going to choose to entertain coworkers or friends in my home during the holidays? A lot of times these factors are thrust upon us at the holidays, and we have to decide, what are we going to do? Are we going to set a budget? If we do these things, how will others view us? And this adds to depression and anxiety and planning problems at the holidays. The inability to be with family and friends at the holidays. You ask yourself, well, what does this mean? Well, I live in one state with my husband and my sons, and my parents and siblings live in another state, which is where most of my friends also live. And so at the holidays, I have a lot of pressure to meet different obligations. My family needs me here where we live, and I work here in the state for which I live. But my parents and my friends are all in another state and they all want you to visit at Christmas time. And so that tends to create for me a great deal of anxiety and conflict in what should I do and where should I be? Lastly, I'm going to talk about one of the big factors at the holidays, and that's loss at the holidays. There are different factors to loss at the holidays. One of the biggest ones for a lot of people is the loss of a loved one. And I definitely, sympathize with individuals who are dealing with the loss of a loved one at the holidays. Dealing with day-to-day life with that one person who's always been there for you is a difficult thing to do. And not to minimize, individuals who've lost someone really close to them, but then in some cases, an individual may not have that person, but they may have had a pet that they may have lost during the year, and this is the first Christmas they'll be without them. For myself, that's actually one of the big factors for me at the holidays, is that we had a family tradition of putting up the tree, and we had a golden doodle, and earlier this year we actually lost our golden doodle. So for 11 years, our family tradition has entailed putting up the tree and having certain rituals, and we're not going to be able to have those this year. Another spin on loss at the holidays is the loss of a job. I know a couple of people this Christmas season who have actually received severance packages, and they're dealing with the struggles of uncertainty. Uncertainty on where's the new year going to bring them. Are they going to be unemployed for a while? How will they provide for their family? Will they find a new job? Will that new job meet all the insurance requirements that their families need? It just really, that stress and anxiety of the loss of a job at the end of the year creates a great deal of uncertainty, and it actually causes a lot of conflict and depression for individuals at the holidays. I'd like to talk about a few easy ways to deal with stress and depression at the holidays. First, I'm going to start with sleep. Remember, keep a regular sleep schedule. Your holiday chores will wait for you at the holidays. You will get it all done. And if you don't think you can, ask for help. Next, I'm going to talk about eating healthy. At the holidays, a lot of times overeating and drinking alcoholic beverages tend to be triggers for a lot of us for our depression. So remember, set your boundaries, eat healthy. And if you decide that you do want to overindulge at the holidays with eating and drinking, remember, exercise. Take a few minutes to take that afternoon walk. You'd be surprised with a afternoon walk will do for you, especially on a nice sunny day. And lastly, I'd like to refer back to Life Advisory Services. Please refer back to our YouTube videos and our website, www.lifeadvisors.com. We have a great deal of valuable resources that'll help you deal with your stress, anxiety, and depression at the holidays. Before we end our podcast today, I'd like to share a couple of little secrets as to how I deal with stress and depression at the holidays. First, when dealing with the financial aspect of stress, remember, set a budget for yourself at the holidays on the gifts and the travel expenses you're willing to incur. And if you're looking to save a little money, remember there are coupons and other websites that allow you to save at the holidays. Just as dealing with financial boundaries at the holidays, you also have to remember from a social setting, set yourself a budget as to how many events are you willing to attend at the holidays. Remember, it's okay to say no. If you want to stay home, stay home. If you want to attend a social party at the holidays, attend the party. Just remember, do what's right for you. As for over commercialization, remember, no matter what we see on television or what we see in the stores, there is no perfect Christmas. The perfect Christmas to you is going to be different than the perfect Christmas for me. So I always try to be mindful of what we do in our home is what's perfect for us, and we don't have to do what others expect of us at the holidays. If you're dealing with stress, depression, and anxiety at the holidays, remember to change things up. Maybe you should set a new tradition. You can volunteer at a local charity and engage in kindness. A lot of times, if you engage in kindness, it helps you to get past the things that you are really feeling down about and realize that you really have a lot of good things going on in your life. So remember, set a new tradition, do something different. Another thing you could do at the holidays to kind of change things up for yourself, if you are religious, remember, participate in religious activities for which you are a party to. This is going to be something that's going to be different for everyone. I'm just saying that if you are religious, participate in things at your parish or in your congregation that make you feel better and change things up for you and help break that cycle of depression and anxiety. And to wrap everything up, the last thing I try to do at the holidays, which a lot of times you find it really hard to do, is to focus on the good. Remember all the good things you have in your life and be thankful for it. Again, this is Life Advisor Tina. I'd like to say thank you for joining us today. Remember to check us out on YouTube and to visit our website, with www.lifeadvisorservices.com. We hope to be your resource when you're dealing with depression, anxiety, and stress at the holidays. Thank you and have a great day.